Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with the South African Morning. Now, sinkholes in Centurion and Carltonville are getting bigger and bigger, sparking safety fears. The gaping sinkhole at the corner of Burger Avenue and Langerbrink Road in Centurion has isolated 25 households from their neighborhood. And water and electricity services have also been severely disrupted. In Carltonville, at least 5 families have been swallowed by sinkholes there that have also led to the closure of the local clinic. With dolomite making up 25% of Gauteng's geology, what is the way forward? And are these sinkholes a cause for concern? Nomvelo Mkhize is Manager for Infrastructure and Land Use at the Council for Geoscience. She joins us now virtually just to give us more details. Nomvelo, good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time and welcome to the South African Morning. Just explain to us firstly, what is dolomite land and which areas in Gauteng are susceptible to sinkholes?
Hey, good morning and good morning to your viewers. Yes, when we're talking about dolomite land layer, this is where we are talking about areas that are underlain by first and foremost dolomite. But here we are looking over and above that. We're looking at areas that have dolomite up to the depth of 100 meters. So that's what we at Council for Geoscience, we've characterized beautifully in maps to map the extent of where exactly the dolomite land layer covers throughout the country.
How did we come to build homes and communities on dolomite? Just for us to understand, is someone not doing their work in terms of testing, like you said, the 100-meter depth of how far the dolomite goes? Is the entire Gauteng filled with dolomite? How did we come to build communities and these things if we knew?
Well, not necessarily because someone is not doing their work. Okay. So what we have seen is that this rock has always been there. But what has changed now is our understanding of the characteristics of this rock. So in the past, when it comes to development, it used to happen anyhow without considering the severity or the risk this rock poses. But now with better understanding, with research, improvement in technology, and the disasters that we are seeing, we are now able to put in measures in place to mitigate against the risk, because the risk is there. It's just
Nomvelo, please share with us, what can be done to mitigate? Because, I mean, for example, some of these areas, I believe, are even older than democracy. So they were built even before, the democratically elected government. So how do we fix it now?
So what we can do, which is what is happening through the collaborations that we have with the municipalities and other stakeholders, because this will definitely require combined efforts. It can't just be the municipality that would need to do something about this. So what we are doing, we know there are standards that are in place since 2012, as an example, which better describes in terms of how development must take place to mitigate this risk. So going forward, that's what we are implementing. That is where the investigations comes into play to assess the risk before development can take place. But going backwards, we are just putting measures in place, doing the audits in terms of the infrastructure that we have, trying to improve it, putting dolomite risk management strategies in place to ensure that we manage the risk, because the risk is already there. Now what we can do is to manage it by putting precautionary measures.
Sure. And what does this mean in terms of infrastructure development for future?
So, like I said, we're in an era where there is growing technology. There's improvements there significantly, and also there is research. So what has happened is that with continued investment in research by the state, we has been able to better characterize the rocks that we have, better characterize the dolomite itself, and looking and exploring other rocks that might be the solution to this problem that we have. But it's an ongoing process. I take an example of basalt fibers. We've seen the growing trend in other countries where they are becoming a solution to some of the infrastructure problems. So also here at home, we've looked at the extent, we've better characterized the rocks, and that just says we are in a better position for the future to implement measures in place for either the improvement in the infrastructure, the rehabilitation when the need comes. So what it says is just a matter of the improvement in technology and investment, continued investment in geoscience.
Okay, Nomvelo, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully we have a government that can give you an ear as the Council for Geoscience and other geologists, for example, just to take you in their confidence before they start building any homes. Nomvelo Mkhize is from the Council for Geoscience. So, Bradan, in Gauteng, dolomite, basically, that stone, it exists.
It's naturally here.
It's naturally here. Okay. So you just have to measure, she says, about 100 meters. Okay. If it's 100 meters, then don't build there.
Okay. So
or, try other ways to get rid of it. Kari technology.
Yeah, Nomvelo, mother of nature, looking so natural hair. I love it.
Written in the stars.
It's beautiful.
Written in the stars.
You make me feel like a natural woman. Okay, that's how we wrap the first hour of SA Morning.
Well, at 7 o'clock, we'll be in conversation with Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mamoloko Kubai.